B-26, the Marauder strikes. This is a game I've been working on for many years. It's a solitaire board game set in a B-26 medium bomber during World War II. You fly missions from England to the continent. And as the war progresses, you will move your home station to the continent, to France, and maybe Belgium or the Netherlands. It's very similar to B-17, Queen of the Skies, which I bought in 1987, 88 or something like that. And B-26 was at first used with the B-17 rules, but in 2006 or 2008, I do not remember exactly now, it became a standalone game. And today I will plan a mission, I will fly a mission. I'm going to use the basic rules and I will follow this player A chart, the steps here, and all the green rows are basic, the basic sequence of play. And I think for those of you who know B-17, you will recognize much in this game. I have set up the game here. I have the counters just off the screen. The combat board is here, my crew is here. I have dice. The only die we really need is a d6, and with one d6 you can roll on each table. However, you need sometimes 2d6, 3d6, a d66, but d6s is all that we are using in this game. And my crew is a pilot. I have a co-pilot, a radio operator and a bombardier navigator, an engineer, and an armorer in the tail. The armorer is assigned to the tail guns, or in this model of the B-26, a C5. I have duck tail guns. The engineer is in the top turret. And the bomb doors are closed, and there is a bombs counter here, indicating that I have bombs on board. 2 fire extinguishers, one in the pilot compartment and one in the waist. Spray fire and long burst on the back of it. Machine guns, a flexible nose gun, a fixed nose guns, a fixed nose gun, package guns, which are the 4 machine guns on the side of the B-26, 2 on each side. The top turret guns, the left waist gun, the right waist gun, and the duck tail guns. You place these on the combat board during combat with enemy fighters. I have on the side here German fighters, FW-190s, trainers, Me-109s, various other fighters, jets, Sturm, what if fighters, and here are twins, Me-109 and Me-410. I also have counters for fighter escort, damage such as fuel leaks, ailerons out, and so on. This is where we are today. And please let me say that everything you see is used for play test purposes only, and this map, I would like to have a map included, but I'm not sure yet what it will look like. This map is used only for my own personal playtesting. And on it is zone 0, which is where your home station is located, and then you have zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, and so on. And the targets are marked here. For example, we have Ordingen, Emimuyek, Saint-Omer, Longnes. And over here around Cherbourg we have Maupertu, which is an airfield. We have Martinva, which is a V2, V1 site, V2 I think, and various other targets, airfields and aircraft factory. And up here is Schiphol. In November, or was it December, I don't know, there was a large force attacking Schiphol and destroyed it, so it was taken out for the rest of the war, as I understand it. I have placed everything on the table, and I place my formation in zone 0. It is in zone 0 where I take off and land. And here is the mission history and loading list. We have the date on top, the mission number on top, and then the date. We have a target type and then where the target is located, and the result, the bomb round result, in which B-26 we're flying, the name of it, and the crewman here. And we can put various information in these boxes here. 190 hit, 190 hit and destroyed, and this is a 109 KIA, 190 KIA here. I'm not sure if this was visible on the screen, but this is a 190 hit, and this is a 190 hit and damaged. I'm sorry, not destroyed. I said destroyed before, I think. This is the crewman experience chart. I have the name of each crewman, the rank. The rank does not play a major part in this game. I have no rules for how a crewman is promoted and so on, but I would like to add that. And the number of missions, 4 men here have recently replaced 3 men here have recently replaced 3 of my crewmen who finished a tour of duty. And this is the skill, number of fighters hit, damaged, half a kill and a KIA, and then the machine gun skill. You can put some various notes on here as well. And this is also a playtest version. And this is the mission chart. You will use this from the beginning and throughout your mission. You put the target and target details. You have the crewman here, and here you put the course or the route to the target, which countries you fly over, and the defensive modifier, and various other notes. And on the back here you have the formation. You circle the position you're in, and various conditions which affect your mission. You have lucky charms. Lucky charms is the only advanced rule that I'm going to use. I'm thinking about making it basic, because you need lucky charms in these games. Not only in my, I think, but also in B-17, for example. I have not played Target for today, but I have played B-29, and that was a long time ago. I don't remember what it was like, actually, to be honest. And you mark off ammunition here. One box is 25, approximately 25 rounds, like it was in B-17. And damage here. And then we have another sheet, which is the flak and bomb run details. I moved everything which has to do with the bomb run to this sheet to get more space here and there. I'll explain more about this one later. And finally, another sheet we'll use in every zone, every turn, is this fuel consumption. You mark off fuel each turn from 1/2 to more, and even more if there's a leakage. The first table we roll on is the target list. It is November 1943, so let's find October and November 1943 and roll 2d6, or a d66 actually. "36. 36, it's an airfield. It's the Évreux-Fauville airfield, and the code is Z338. The code plays no part in the game, it's just an historical reference. And we put the target here, airfield, Z338, if you want to put it down there too, Évreux-Fauville, Évreux and Fauville, yes, that's what it says. It says Évreux-Fauville right there. And then when we have found where our target is, we'll look at the gazetteer. And the gazetteer tells us that this is a large target. It's in France, in Zone 4. Our Zone 0, where we are located, our home base, is in England. And in Zone 1, we have England and water. And the defensive modifier is +1. And this indicates that it is a 190 heavy zone. And then Zone 2 is water, +1, 190 heavy zone again. And we reach France, we cross the French border, so this is a water France zone. The defense is increasing, so it's +2. And where are we? That's not right. Here we are. And the T is for trainer. There are also trainers in this zone. And we are over France in the last zone, +2, 190 heavy, and trainers. And we put that here. Our home station, Zone 0, is England. And we have England water, England and water. It's +1, 190, and trainer. Zone 2 is water, +1 and 190. Water, +2 and 190. Zone 3 is water France, +2. Water France, +2. 190 and a trainer area. And finally Zone 4 is in France with +2, 190 and a trainer area. we place the target counter where the target is located. It's Evreux-Fauville, and we place the target counter here if we need it. Mission briefing and after the mission tables. We begin by rolling for our position in the formation, and we roll D6s. So airfield, large, and bombing by boxes, and the terrain is in France. We forget to do some things when we record at the same time. Let's see, the notes. A does not apply. B, that's formation defensive support. It's +1 from against fighters from 9 and 10 o'clock. And then note, where am I? Tail group F, G, and H. F, tail group box 2 does not apply. G, tail group box 2 does not apply. M, when bombing by flight, tail group box 1 does not apply. And finally, the note is, what does it say? What? Oh, how can I read this? I had to add it. So formation defensive fire support is -1 from 5, 6, 7. Okay, very good. And J is if a target the aim point roll is +1, and the aim point roll toggle is here, so we put that one there. Let's continue with the weather. And we roll 2d6 for the weather. 6 tells us that the weather when landing is good. Everything in blue is used in the advanced gameplay. At landing, the weather is good, and we also roll for weather over the diversion airfields, which they are used if we for some reason must land early. And we place up to three diversion airfields in E zones, emergency landing zones. And England is an E zone. Later in the war, we have E zones in France, Belgium, and in other countries as well. So we place up to 3. I place DA1 in zone 1. I place DA2 in zone 0. And I choose to only have 2 diversion airfields. The weather over 1 is also good, and the weather in zone 0 is also good. Over the target, the weather forecast is 9. 9 is fair. And we put fair here. We continue with the mission altitude, and we roll 1d6 for the column, 1 and then 10. 1 is column A, and 10 is 7,500 feet. 7,500 feet, column A. Target size is large. 7,500 feet. gives us a few modifiers here. Flak is the flak intensity is +3, altitude +3. We have accuracy is +1. That increases accuracy and intensity. The bomb run result when we are lead is +1, but we are not a lead, so we do not, that does not apply. And the bomb run result is +2. Which is good. Let's continue with fighter cover support. And we roll 1d6 and 1d6. First 1d6 for the type of escort, and then 1d6 for the strength. 4 for type and 5 for strength. That means good close escort. And we mark it here. Close escort, good. And rendezvous is in zone 1. And in the basic game, that is automatic. We'll place the fighter cover card on the combat board when we reach zone 1, and when we do that, we also put the modifier for good close escort here on the combat board, on the mission chart. And finally, before we take off, we roll to see what our bomb load is. 2d6s, 5. We have 5 here. It's 6 times 500-pound bombs. And that's a normal bomb load. 6 times 500. And fuel consumption is increased by 2, and the damage on the result is +0. 6 times 500 and 2 fuel factors. And then the last step during the mission briefing step is to see if we return or jettison our bomb roads if we do not bomb the target. 3. We jettison the bombs in the channel. There's one more thing to do before we take off, and that is to summarize the modifiers here. Flak intensity is +3. Flak accuracy is +1. The aim point is +1. And the modifiers for the bomb run result is +2. If there is nothing here, it's +0. And you use these modifiers on the flak table, and without looking at the table, you know right away that the modifier is +3, so it's almost a straight roll. And the same goes for these modifiers here, +1 and other modifiers, and there's a straight roll on fighter encounter table. We are now ready for takeoff. It is time to take off. Takeoff in the basic game is automatic. So we take off, and there is no incident. crew members move. The radio operator, he moves to the waist guns. And the bombardier navigator, he moves to the nose. I have no bomb sight. Since I am a toggler, I have no bomb sight. A wingman. Only the lead and deputy lead bombers have a bomb sight. To end the takeoff turn, I mark off fuel. 1 for regular fuel usage, 2 for the bomb load, and 1/2 for taking off. So I used 3.5 in the takeoff turn. We move from zone 0 to zone 1. We are over England, and rendezvous with our close escort is automatic in the basic game, and it's good close escort, and I put it there. And then we check for enemy fighters, but first let's put the modifier for good close escort here, -3. And now we check for fighters on the enemy early warning table. And in B-17 it's B1. We roll 2d6s. It's 7. 7. Modifier is +1, -3. That's 5. 7, 8, -3 is 5. 5 or less, no fighters attack. Nothing else happens in the turn in the basic game. So we mark off fuel. 1 for regular fuel usage, and 1 and 2 for the bombs. We continue toward France. We are now over the channel, and we check for enemy fighters. The modifier is +2 and -3 to the die roll. 5, 6, 7, -3 is 4, so no fighters attack. We mark off fuel and continue our route to the target. Over France, we begin the turn by rolling for fighters. The modifier is +2 and -3. 8 -3 is 5. No fighters. And we mark off fuel. And enter the target zone. We begin by checking for fighters again. 8 +2 is 10, -3 is 7, and 7 means that one wave attacks. One wave attacks. We check what the fighter is, which fighter attacks. Roll 2d6. Oops. And it's 5. And we are in a 190 heavy area, which means we add 2. So we are at 7. And 7 tells us that we have an A4 with a note A or an 88. If this is an 88 area, then this will be replaced with an 88. And A tells us that from 1143, this is an A7. An A7 attacks our formation. An A7. A Focke-Wulf A7. It's this one. And let's see from where he attacks. And to do that, we use this table. You recognize it from other games. 12 is 12 o'clock with a note B. If it's a Sturm, a jet, or a tailing attack, we move it, but that does not apply. And 4 is high. This fighter attacks from 12 o'clock high. We have placed the fighter at 12 o'clock high, and our fighter escort will attack that fighter, and for that we need 1d6 and 1d6. The first d6 is for success. 5. 5 means that the attacking fighter is damaged. That's good. Good close escort adds 2 to this roll. And then for the effect it's also 5, and that means the fighter is driven off. Good job, good job. So the fighter is driven off by the fighter cover. That concludes the fighter combat step, and nothing else affects us during this turn, so we mark off fuel, and it's time for the bomb run. I forgot to check this box here during mission planning because at our altitude medium flak guns will fire at us. We begin by checking the weather. During mission planning the forecast was fair, so we check if that has changed. 7, fair. 7, it's still fair. Fair. We open the bomb bay doors and roll for flak defenses. It's 7. Medium flak and 7 is optical. Optical flak. Now We check the intensity and the accuracy. 7 for intensity and 11 for accuracy. But remember, we had this modifier, 7 plus 3 for intensity is strong. Strong intensity. Place flak bursts, 1 for weak, 2 for moderate, and 3 for strong. And the intensity, the accuracy is 11 plus 1, 12, and that is, believe it or not, it's accurate. Flak will fire. Flak will fire, accurate, and we roll 2 d6s. I roll 3 times, 1 for each flak burst. 7, accurate, is a hit, and 7 here is a hit in the tail. One hit in the tail. Second burst. Eight is also a hit, and it's in 8 again, and that's in the right wing. Another hit in the right wing, and the third. Seven, how is this possible? It's a hit in the tail. Third hit is in the tail. Let's turn this over and circle how many hits in each area. First hit in the tail, I can roll twice. It's 10 and 11. Medium flak, 10 is 3 hits. 3 hits in the tail. 1, 2, 3. And 11 is superficial damage. That's good. So I can remove that, and I place a superficial damage counter on the tail. And in the right wing, 5. 5 is 2 hits. No. Yes, 2 hits. From here, we go to the damage tables. Let's check the wings first. 2 hits in the wing. 3, that's the wing root. The wing root is hit. Oh, there were 2 hits in the wing. And the second is 6, that's superficial damage. I do not need the superficial damage counters now, because 5 superficial damages equals visible external damage, and a wing root hit is visible external damage, indicated by the green border. And the 5th superficial damage counter has a green border. So 2 hits in the wing and 3 hits in the tail. Roll 2d6s. 5. 5 is the gunner. 5 is the gunner. And we roll 1d6 for that. 6 means gunner rolls for wound. 2d6s. 8. 8 is a serious wound. 8 is a serious wound. I have lucky charms. I could save my gunner by using a lucky charm, and I am going to do that. So it's just a scratch. It's just a scratch. It's just a scratch. And the second roll . 8. Is that the tail plane? No, yes, that's the tail plane. Oops, 6. Right tail plane root hit. And the third and last hit in the tail is 11. 11 is. It says tail compartment heat, but it's either superficial damage or the tail canopy damage. So I will correct that. But let's see. It's 2. It's superficial damage. Lucky me. But heat out below 10,000 feet does not affect the mission really. That was flak. Now it's time for the bomb run. First, we must identify the aim point. And the weather is fair, and we need 6 or higher on 2d6 to identify the bomb run in fair weather. And we have +1 for being a toggler. And I rolled 8. And the aim point is identified. And then we bomb the target. We roll 2d6s. And we have no modifier, so it's a straight roll. Nine. That's pretty good. As a toggler, we roll on this table, and 9 or more is on target on the aim point. Ah, that's good. I like that. On target on the aim point. Concentration is on the aim point, and the success grading, we roll 2d6s again. Let me use these. Of course. Why? We have +2 because we are at 7,500 feet. So that's 6. And on the aim point is 9. So that's 9. It's a large target. So that's a +1. which means we are up at 10. And 10 is 90%, and 90% is very good. I like that. 90% very good. The bomb run is not over. We have to go through egress flag. We know what the intensity is. It's strong, but we check for accuracy with a -3 when flying in formation with no bombs. 9, of course. Accurate. Oh no, that was accurate and this was accurate. I forgot to mark that before. So we roll again. 6 is a hit and 5 is in the waist. Second is 5. That is a miss. And the third and last is 7, a hit, and 4 is in the main bomb bay. And the number of hits, if the bomb bay doors are hit and damaged, we might not be able to close them. And the number of hits, let's see. The waist, 5, 2, and the bomb bay, 6, 1. Waist, 9. That's a superficial damage. And the second, that's 9. Also superficial damage. Good, good. And the bomb bay is 6. I think that's superficial damage. 6, no. That's the bomb racks and the bomb release system. That does not affect us this time. So that's superficial damage. Egress flag is over. We have no damage. We have dropped the bombs. And we have no damage to the bomb bay doors. So my bombardier is closing them without any problems. And that's the end of the bomb run segment. We survived the bomb run and the formation placed 90% on target with a very good result. Let's return to England. We roll first for fighters. The modifier is +2. 4, 5, 6, -3 for good fighter cover. That results in 3 and no fighters. Transfer fuel. I can transfer up to 5 each turn. So 2 here and 3 here. Mark off fuel. No bombs on board. So only 1 fuel factor is used. 1. Move closer to England. We are in zone 3. The modifier in zone 3 is +2. a 190 heavy zone and a trainer zone. We roll 2d6s again. 7 plus 2 is 9, minus 3 is 6, and 6 means one wave. One wave. The fighter attacking, or perhaps fighters. 8 plus 2 for the 190 heavy area is 10, and that's an A6, but this is a trainer area too, so this T means that we roll on the trainer table down here. And 7, it's a French D520. A French D520. It's from a training unit. I've included training units in this game. And let's see where he attacks from. He attacks from 12 o'clock low. We check for fighter cover with +2 on the blue die. And that's an attacking fighter is damaged and 2 is damaged. The attacking fighter is damaged, so we place a damage counter there. This is not light and -1, it's just damaged. These are old counters. And after fighter cover, we check formation defensive support. And my formation has +1 versus fighters again attacking from 9 and 10 o'clock. And my position has -1 for fighters attacking from 5, 6, and 7. So formation support is a straight roll, and I'm using 1d6 and 2d stop, and 2d6s. 1d6, but stop. 5. 5 means that there is an effect on the fighter, and 7 means that this fighter is damaged. It's a trainer, so it's +1. 8, it's still damaged. So we have 2 damage results on this fighter. That will affect its offensive fire. But before it gets a chance to fire at us, my gunners will attack it. And it's attacking from 12 low. The only gun which can fire at this one is the flexible nose gun. It's a single mount machine gun, and it's handheld. The flexible nose gun is right there, and I choose to fire a long burst at it. I could fire spray fire as well, but I choose to fire a long burst. 12 low. The handheld machine gun needs 9 to hit. And down here we have various modifiers. A long burst, I mark it off here. 1 for regular fire, and I want to fire a long burst, so I can choose all of these if I want to. And I want to use 3 extra boxes. And I needed 9. 8. 8 is good. let's see. The first modifier I will use is the machine gun skill for the bombardier. It's -1. It's -1 for his skill, +1 for each extra ammo box. That's what is that? That's 10. I used 3 extra ammo boxes. And what else? Nothing on the fighter. No wounds. Intercom is not destroyed. I'm not at 10,000 feet or higher. Hey, no. So 10. I hit the fighter and I roll for damage. High is good. 9. 9 is good. Let's see. Long burst gone. And +0. That's damage on the fighter for single mod machine guns, and +1 is for twin mod machine guns. Long burst. +1, 1 for every 2 ammo boxes, extra ammo boxes. That's 9, 10. Damage on fighter modifier, +0. So let's see, 10. 10 is damaged. If long burst, fighter driven off, that's good. If long burst, the fighter has been driven off. 190, no, 520, driven off, and it's a hit, and each hit counts toward a gunner's machine gun skill. There was only one wave, and with that fighter being driven off, that's the end of that fighter wave, and we continue our mission. We cross off fuel factors. I begin by transferring fuel. 3 here and 2 here. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, and mark off 1, mark off 1. We fly now over the channel, and we check for fighters. The modifier is +1. 6 -3 is 3, +1 is 4. No fighters attack. No, it's +2. But that doesn't matter. +1 or +2, no fighters attack. Mark off fuel. Transfer 2 from the left auxiliary and 3 from the right auxiliary. We reach England, but fighters can still attack. I've included that in this game, the possibility of enemy fighters attacking over England. The modifier is +1. Ooh, of course, it's a 12. Do you know what that means? It means that fighters will attack automatically. Well, maybe not automatically, but I will roll a d6. 2, okay. And the modifier is forward area cover, -1, forward support, close escort, good, -1, that's 1. And we also have area cover, that's true. So 0. 0 or less. No fighter waves. Good. If I roll 11 or 12, unmodified, then I need to check if 1, 2, 3 waves attack with a few other modifiers. And this time I roll 2, and with the modifiers there are no fighter waves attacking. And I forgot to mention earlier that in zones over England, I also have area cover. So I would have area cover here as well. Mark off fuel factors, transfer 3. You can simplify that process by marking off fuel directly from the auxiliary tanks. And then we move to zone 0 where we land. The weather at landing is good. And before landing we mark off fuel factors again. I'm not going to bother with fuel transfer. If fuel runs out at this point, there will be a modifier on the landing roll. But let's see. 1 for regular fuel usage. And the landing roll. Oh, it's 4. I'm not. I have no landing modifiers except for -1 for the pilot. So 3 and 3 is landing okay. We move to after the mission. The bomb run result was on the aim point, 90%, and very good. Good. Oh, and I used 6 times 500 bombing by boxes. I usually do that before I take off. The pilot, the co-pilot, the bombardier, he hit 520 F, 520 driven off, fighter driven off. And the armorer, he was saved by a lucky charm, serious wound, lucky charm, scratch, but he'll get a purple heart. Purple heart. I'll change the number of missions here, and also I'll erase the data here which I put on, which I put here and there, and I'll use that for the next mission. I'll erase this. I'll erase this and use it again for the next mission. And the last thing I'll do is to update this sheet here. I'll increase the number of missions. I'll increase the armorer's number of hit fighters, and then the mission is over. So this was a complete mission from mission briefing to the end. It took longer to play because I was recording and had to explain some things. But I think you'll finish a mission within maybe 45-50 minutes. And that was a mission in B-26, the Marauder strikes.